If nobody is having trouble, then I will. Let me just check. Yep, looks like we're good. So yeah, I'm gonna get started. So welcome to risk management training. This is a presentation that was provided by the Student Organization Center, and this is basically something that we do every year. It's a required thing for all members, and yeah, it's gonna be some pretty basic stuff, but nevertheless, it is important. So just sit back, relax, and enjoy. All right, let's get this. So first of all, this is requirements for being a thing. This is why we're doing this. This is the actual reason why we're doing this right now. Okay, this is it's the law, and it's designed to promote a safe and positive experience. Basically, this is for just basically the safety of club members. That's basically what the whole point of this is. So that being said, risk management is the potential and perceived risk involved in student events and activities, monitoring organization activities, and yeah, just reading off the slide here. But yeah, there's basically all these aspects, and risk can be broken up into several different categories. So we'll be covering this list of topics, and yeah, we'll just get into that right now. So I guess I'll start with this section: alcohol and illegal substances. We don't do them in this club. It's like we're not like even this is more geared towards other clubs. We pretty much just do like engineering stuff. But yeah, basically there are certain rules behind doing these things. Just basically don't do anything illegal. If you're under 21, don't be buying alcohol, and don't buy people alcohol. You can get several different punishments, like these right here, like bad. So don't do it. Amnesty. Okay, what is this? So yeah, basically, don't do alcohol or drugs. If we're not gonna do this, so yeah. And if you're over 21, then you can buy it, but just don't give it to people under 21 at club events, which we're not going to be doing that. I am going through this at the same time as you guys are, just FYI. So tobacco policy, there is no smoking, no vaping, and we can't advertise that stuff. It is in fact illegal if you're under 21. So, and also it is against university policy. So definitely a big no on this one. Okay. And then these are the consequences which happen if you decide to break the rules about alcohol and drugs. You get a first offense, a warning, a second offense. It gets a little more severe, but you can still not get expelled. But then you do it the third time, you pretty much get expelled. Yeah, this is pretty serious, so just be careful. Okay, Jarrett will talk about hazing.
My turn. Can you all hear me okay? I really don't know. David, can you hear me? David?
Jarrett, I can't really hear you. Maybe.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. My headphones are broken. That's great. We love it. So hazing's any activity that's meant to, put down people who join. Can be emotional or physical abuse, and I'm sorry, contrary to popular belief, pinging you in Discord is not hazing, so please do not report us for that. UTD has policy on this. You can click that link to go find it. And hazing can be anywhere on or off campus. You don't have to consent to it. Even if you do, it's still hazing. And if you fail to report it, that's not good, and that's on you. So not only does the school have laws forbidding it, but so do Texas. And the fines are the punishments are pretty heavy. So don't haze and report any hazing you find, because you don't want to have to pay these. And on the subject of reporting it, you are immune if you report it. So good on you if you do report something, and you do get punished if you do not report it. So rule of thumb, just report it and everything's fine. I believe UTD has similar rules regarding alcohol poisoning and such the like on campus. It's a good policy in my opinion. So here's some example as any forced activities trying to prove their worth. Forcing you to drink alcohol, forcing association because, we don't like some people and who wants to hang out with them. Requirement to endure any hardships like staying awake, not Discord pings, those are totally okay. Humiliation, isolation. So I guess the coronavirus is guilty of hazing. Beating, any kind of physical harm, not good. And very obviously, illegal activities are illegal. Please do not do them. So hazing happens to anyone. It's a surprisingly large percent for even an honor society. So let's try to be better than that. Build our planes and learn our CAD and with peace and dignity, please. So the general rule of thumbs here are pretty common sense. Like, is it illegal? If the answer is yes, then you probably shouldn't be doing it. Would I be comfortable if someone knew I was doing this? The answer is no, you probably shouldn't be doing this. Would you be happy if someone did it to me? If the answer is no, you probably shouldn't be doing it. If you're causing any harm to someone, if the answer is yes, you really probably should not be doing it. And if someone else is doing any of those, you should report them.
Okay, so just to talk about sexual harassment and assault. So sexual assault is sexual acts that are perpetrated against the other person's will, either forcibly or through coercion, like alcohol, mental impairment, and stuff like that. And this includes not only intercourse, but any type of basically sexual actions, like basically anything. Just don't do it. It's bad. So it's very illegal and very bad. Texas law, all this stuff. It's a bunch of things that say that not to do this, and it's just not something you should do. Federal law, Title IX, very important. And yeah, the UTD policy, obviously, not going to be a good thing that you want to be doing. It's environment free of discrimination and harassment. Definitely includes the Title IX stuff, sexual assault, definitely something that goes against that university policy. And the university will take prompt disciplinary action against individuals or organizations who violate this policy. The university encourages any student, faculty, or staff or visitor to promptly report violations of this policy. Yeah, basically, if you're doing this, stop. If you see someone doing this, report it. It's 100% just like terrible. Just don't do it. Managing the risks. Yeah, just stay alert. You never know when somebody is a victim of this sort of sexual abuse. So just follow these guidelines, be a good friend, and just look out for people. And yeah, basically this is about fostering an environment of just feeling safe, having a safe environment. And yeah, that's basically what this is all about. So just follow these simple guidelines, know your resources, be a good friend, stay alert, make others earn your trust. Yeah, be careful. And this is also to protect yourself as well. So, yeah. And then if you do report an incident, then you can go here. The UTD website has this incident reports and complaints place where you can literally file anonymous reports. You won't be in danger. They won't be in danger. This is purely confidential, protecting identities and whatnot. So just go to this link, go to this website, and then report that. And then here's some resources if you're a victim of this type of thing. UCD does have counseling center. You can go here to talk to them, get some help, hopefully. And yeah, this is all on the UTD website at these links. And I will be sharing the presentation like in the PowerPoint version as well. So you can find these links at any time. Okay.
Now, for a topic that applies very well to our current situation, obviously. So student travel is any. Oh, some weird echo. Back, see if that fixes it. So student travel incorporates any kind of travel that is part of the organization or the organization's activities. So big note right at the bottom of there. This is why I said that thing before. We're not really allowed to travel. Well, I guess maybe not strictly forbidden, but we shouldn't be. We shouldn't be in person either. A lot of this pertains more to us officers than you members, but the risk management and the emergency procedures for traveling is very important for all members. So the policy can be found at this link, and that's the number to call right there if you have any questions. So once again, this is a little more important for us officers. That is the individual you will register a trip with. You need to fill out all the paperwork. It must be turned in on time. And this pertains to you guys. We need everyone's medical forms if we ever do a trip. This is important so that we know, I don't know, for say if someone's allergic to something, that's generally pretty good to know, especially on a trip. So we are required to have a babysitter, a UTD mandated babysitter for a trip. If the trip is big enough, we require more. These travel monitors are the emergency contact, and they're kind of in charge of making sure everything is going safe and fine. But that burden also falls on every member of the travel group itself. But they're just kind of the overwatching individual. So this is where you guys have to start paying attention. Seat belts are required for all occupants. That should be pretty obvious, and I hope everyone follows that normally. We should not be cramming more than the normal number of passengers into a vehicle, nor toll booth. Make sure the driver is in possession of valid driver's license. Normally too. Vehicle must have a proof of liability insurance card and state inspection certificate. Don't text or use your phone. Obey speed limits. And for trips that are over 2 hours long, it's really recommended we have a navigator. So that one's a helpful common sense tip. And these emergency procedures are especially important because if anything goes wrong, you should know what to do very calmly. So immediately call 911 or the local police, whichever applies closer. Assess the situation and apply aid if there's injuries. Fill out a police report and obtain all the names of addresses of any witnesses. Try to avoid making statements of who is at fault. This is a very good life tip to know. In general, you should never admit fault. Let the insurance companies and all that work that out. Fill out a critical incident report, and you should immediately. Well, the group should immediately contact the organization's advisor, the UTD police, and the Dean of Students' office, whose numbers are all there.
Okay, quick word about fire safety. So here's the map of UCD. And then campus carry prevents handgun license holders to carry their weapons onto campus. So that's the law. As part of the law, university was allowed to establish reasonable rules, regulations, and other provisions regarding the carrying of concealed handguns. Okay, so, yep. When planning for an event, make sure the venue is large enough. Okay, this doesn't really apply because we're not even doing in person right now. So, but in general, if we were having in-person events like in other times, we would have these rules. Don't have way too many people in one area because fires, kind of dangerous. So if you see stuff that's not safe, like any of this list of things, like slippery floors, leaks, broken glass, stuff that can be dangerous to another human being, just report it. It's better for everyone. Okay, if there is a crisis and you are there, what you should do is stay calm and call for help. And let the people that are trained to deal with this kind of stuff deal with it. Calling 911, university police. So yeah, either one, pretty much. But 911 if it's like, I don't know, somebody's dying, probably 911. You want to get an ambulance and stuff like that. Okay.
So, disability mandates and laws don't exactly apply to everyone or relevant to everyone, but they're very important to know if they do apply to you, or if you're running an organization. The Americans with Disability Act defines disabilities of any kind of physical or mental impairment that substantially limits any kind of major life activities, or if a person has a history of an impairment or they're perceived to have an impairment. So the ADA prohibits any kind of discrimination based off of this, and it ensures equal opportunity for persons with disabilities in employment in state and local government services, public accommodations, commercial facilities, and transportation. So this obviously includes students' access to organization activities. So the UTD policy does reflect that. We cannot ban you for any reason. If you have a limp leg, yes, you may still join our CAD sessions. Congratulations. The university resources regarding that are right there. So the University of Texas at Dallas does have a specific office for trying to organize and make sure everything is available and applicable for those with disabilities, and everyone can be accommodated to a degree. For those who may have any of these disabilities, just know that you do have to be registered with the Office of Student Accessibility at the time when you make any request. Below are some important contacts if you have any questions or you need any kind of assistance for any reason. And here's some statistics. 11% of undergraduate students report having some kind of disability. So here's a simple list. This is obviously not all inclusive. So there's specific hearing disabilities, visual disabilities, deaf or hard of hearing, you have a speech or communication disorder, a physical disability, or a chronic health condition. And again, notice an alert allergy to Discord pings is not on here, so don't attempt to claim it.
I'm kind of confused. Is this the same section? I think this is just okay. I think this is just like general behavior. So, okay. Yeah, this is for general stuff. Like the last parts were just specific cases, but like outside of those, like, I guess extreme cases, we have just normal day-to-day life, and this is a bit about that. So, we are a part of an organization, and that organization is a part of a university. That university is called University of Texas at Dallas, and they are, yeah, we're basically all part of the same thing, and we want to represent it well. Like, so no, don't be fighting and vandalism and stuff like that. Just doesn't make the university look good, so don't do it. On and off-campus behavior is the title of this section, because there are, I guess, different sets of behaviors you should be following on and off campus. As a UT Dallas student and member of the student organization, you are expected to abide by provisions set forth in the Regents' rules and regulations. That can be found probably in one of these links. Some of the prohibited behaviors can be sanctioned and include disorderly conduct, misrepresentation of self, destruction of university property, other violations of the handbook operating procedures. And I'm going to be honest, I don't know what all of those are, but I'm sure if I clicked on that link right there and I looked through it, I would be able to find out. So useful stuff. And again, we will be posting the slides, so all of these links will be made available and all these resources as well. And then UT Dallas may impose sanctions for inappropriate behaviors occurring off campus. So off campus, you can't just go free reign either. UTD still has some say, although I don't know exactly what it would be. Again, look at the link. There are 5 categories of risks: physical, reputational, emotional, financial, and facilities. Just going to quickly go through them. Physical risks include bodily injuries and stuff like that, and basically physically harming people. Reputational includes things like, you would commonly see this in hazing and like just bullying in general. You're trying to make somebody look bad, or you're embarrassing them in public. Emotional is you're just basically bullying somebody or discriminating against somebody. These can lead to emotional risks as well as possibly some of the other types. Financial risks, basically things that endanger things that cost money. So misuse of funds, theft, things that breaking things, and then facilities risks. This is what facilities risk is: inclement weather, reserving a space that is too small for the number of participants in attendance, lack of proper setup and cleanup for the event. So, and all of these, the common thread is just be smart and don't do any of this stuff, and be nice to each other, be good to each other.
So this is risk management planning. This does apply more to us officers than it does you members, but it is important to know and understand this, because if you remember the concept of see something, say something, if you feel any group, including us, though I think we have the ability to not be irresponsible with this, if you feel that a risk is not planned for, or there's a risk that was unseen, you should say something to officers. We appreciate it, because we don't want anything bad happening to you guys. We care about you. We really do. Next slide, please. So this is a decently good way to evaluate a risk. You consider both the impact and the likeliness of the event. So obviously, if the event is gonna happen pretty frequently and it's not going to go very well, then that's a serious event you should really consider. But if it's rare that it's going to happen and it's not even going to matter, then there's not much of a need to plan for it, though it should still be considered. I would say anything with a medium or higher risk should definitely be planned for, and it's good to have plans for low risk events too, because why not? Be safe. Thank you for attending. These last 2 slides are literally just for us. If you have not filled out that survey in the chat, please go do so now. I believe I counted more than 15 members here, and only 11 I meant, and there's only 11 responses right now, so get to it.
Yeah, fill that out. And even if you didn't watch this, or even if you just came back at the end or something, just fill it out. This is basically stuff that you all probably have heard from countless people, and if not, well, I guess it's good that you came. So yeah, thanks. Yeah, thank you. Like Jarrett said, thank you for coming. I'm gonna end the screen share now.
And like David said, we will be posting the slides and the recording. So if you did show up at the end and you missed a good bit of it, please go and watch it. or at least look through the slides. It won't take you very long, and there's some useful stuff there. Thank you.